neighbors in Canto is also trying to get a skate plaza, which that's very huge for just the area in general because it definitely lacks um, parks and rec with skateboarding because in this area in general is very big with a lot of skateboarders and people that are getting into that industry. So we definitely need more parks. If you guys are also available on the 22nd of October, the meeting is at 6 p.m. in Encanto as well. So I will tag Lemon Grove Happenings in the post. She's already posted it too, but we're gonna keep you guys informed about that so we all know what's going on, and hopefully it brings more Parks and Rec things to the community as well. All right. Oh, question. Yeah.
Check one, two. What if you had one request from the community, what would it be for the businesses here on Broadway or Lemon Grove that we could do to help you as a community? I know you mentioned the Halloween drive
Yes.
going on right now, but ongoing, what can we do?
Ongoing, since we are the only skate shop in Lemon Grove, and we have been the only skate shop for the past 15 years, I please recommend people to come to our shop. That will help us tremendously. It'll help you guys tremendously because it'll keep bringing people in. Actually, this Friday we are starting our game of skate nights at the shop, starting around 4 p.m. You'll be seeing skateboarders in front of our shop skating for prizes. We have two features in our shop too that we pull out for all the skateboarders in the community. It's a box and a rail, so they're gonna be doing that. But yeah, just please come in, recommend people to come in, and we do the same thing because our shop personally, we go to all the restaurants and neighboring stores here. So we shop there no matter what, and we send people to whoever's around us as well.
Thank you.
No problem. Any more?
Looks like we got another question.
You said words that mean some things to me, but I don't think they mean the same thing to you. So you said box and rail. I
Okay.
have no idea what that means.
Okay.
No, boxes are
Okay.
square things.
So a box for a skateboarder is technically it's called a fun box. So basically, it's a rectangle box with two rails on the side and a flat surface on the top. They do tricks on the side or on the top, on and off of it. And then a rail is just a regular round rail or flat rail. We have a flat rail personally that's about 8 feet long and it sits about a foot and a half high, but it's also adjustable to where we can make it higher as well. But we just keep it at the lowest one. It's kind of a standard rail that you find in any park. Lemon Grove actually used to have a rail that was similar to it before the park got redone, but it wasn't stable enough to stay in the ground. So that's why we took over the blueprints of making the new park better in how it is now.
Awesome. Are there any other business owners here tonight? Do you mind just introducing yourselves?
I'm with him.
That's Robin. I'm Michael Borelli.
It's on. You just got to hold it close to your mouth.
Okay. Yeah, we're pretty excited. We just opened our showroom. We painted our canopy, got all the windows washed, power washed the sidewalks today, cleaned that all up. And we're pretty excited about it having it's a retail design center. And it's at 7895 Broadway. If anybody wants to walk down after the meeting and check it out, I'm more than welcome to do a little tour of it. It's a pretty nice establishment. We're pretty excited about it.
Is there anyone who works at a local business here in Lemon Grove? Oh, these might be, you know.
So not going into works at a local business yet.
So I just started a business. I started in colo design, and so I do design and permitting for ADUs, single-family homes, multifamily homes, and I designed and permitted this space that we're in right now. So I also do commercial storefronts for people opening businesses.
I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm trying to post that we're having the meeting right now, so I don't know what the question was. And that's it. I work at Elevated, and we serve coffee and baked goods that are freshly baked, all vegan, mostly organic, very high quality ingredients, and we just got top 14 on all of Yelp as a coffee shop. So if you haven't been in, we would love to serve you guys.
Sorry, was that all of Yelp? Like worldwide Yelp?
Only one in San Diego, all of Yelp.
Number 14 out of all Yelp.
Yes.
The neighborhood is partnered with Elevated. We're serving Elevated coffee here
He's
now.
not on mic, so I was gonna say that. So, yeah, I guess I would be a business owner because the neighborhood is ours. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And we are partnering with Elevated this month and brewing Elevated coffee all month long in October at all our meetings. So feel free to grab a cup. The wall behind me is our supporters wall. So if you want to make a donation to the neighborhood, let me know and I'll get you the ceramic markers and you can put your name on there and be permanent supporter of the neighborhood, which is an event center built by our church. So this is a space for neighbors to connect with neighbors, and that's who you are, and we're glad you're here. Bathrooms are down the hall to the left.
And if I could just emphasize a little bit of what Stanley was going into and just the work that we do at IPS, having the space for a skate park gives kids and youth a positive outlet to go after school, on the weekends, move their bodies, connect with their community, as opposed to them having nothing to do and plugging themselves into the internet and being a couch potato. So we're always supportive, and that's one of those environmental community changes that IPS likes to see in neighborhoods because, again, it's a really positive outlet for the youth to have, or just anyone who skates. But to be able to have the space is very important for communities. And we got one more.
I forgot to mention this, but I am currently talking with the city and the people who helped us make this skate park to redo it. So what the problem is now is the new park is built on top of the old foundation of the old park. That shouldn't have happened. Now the old park is messing with the new park and it's becoming a safety hazard. So right now I'm trying to get the whole park resurfaced or figure out a solution to get it redone properly. So that's the new thing that I'm working on now.
Do we know like what kind of investment needs to be made in order to do that?
Not yet.
Okay. Not yet.
I'm talking negotiations.
Okay. Yeah.
I should have an update soon.
Maybe we can talk fundraiser ideas.
But yeah, trying to figure out a solution to how we can fund it. I know an option is from the city. They told us that we could take it over and do like a fundraiser for the community to fix the park. That would be better because I know we have to wait for the next budget. But if we do proactive things for ourselves, it'll be quicker and faster for us to get it done.
Thank you, Steve.
I'd like you to consider, just consider, that if the city is responsible for it, all liability is with the city. If you're responsible for it, through a nonprofit, all liability is yours.
All right. Thank you, Stanley, for all your updates and sharing with us. We're going to move into the areas of focus part of our agenda. Are there any co-chairs that want to step up and kind of do some of the talking, or I'm happy to do it as well? Anyone? No? It's okay. I get it. No, you're all are good. All are good. So we're going to start with Promenade Park updates. Yeah, we're going to start with the Promenade Park updates. So Chelsea left us with some notes. The big one that she wanted to share with everybody is that we have water. She was able to get them to come out there and fix whatever issues they were having. So now that there's water, they're going to be able to install the signage that she had brought the last time because they needed the water to mix the concrete to install the signs. And then she's going to work on getting together a second planting date. So I know we've thrown out the December 6th kind of morning all planting, but she wants to put together a prep day for that December 6th. So now that the water situation is taken care of, she can kind of work with the city, have a better idea of it. So she's working to get a prep day date out there. But the big planting day will be December 6th. Mia just created a really great flyer for it, so we're going to make sure that it has all the right details before we send it out. But December 6th is going to be the big planting day down at Promenade Park. She also wanted to pass along the information that the big trash bins are here now. The city's holding them because they're big and heavy. But Public Works has the trash cans that are going into Promenade Park. And then, again, the informational signs, they needed the water to mix the concrete to install the posts. And then Chelsea said, announcement for her at the meeting is planning at the Sunshine House. Oh, this would be for the end. But planning at the Sunshine House November 2nd at 8:30 a.m. People can plant, work up an appetite, and then do bites on Broadway following that. But that is the updates with Promenade Park. Does anyone have any questions about it that I can try my best to answer?
So that everybody online can hear what is being said. Can you just repeat that?
I know she said she had water, but I wanted to make sure if she needed irrigation type of things because I've already told her I had like 3 boxes of it. So I've been wanting to get to see if she needed it or not. So I'll keep up on her. I'll keep on her and ask about it.
So they should all be native plants. I'm sorry, said that wrong. They are all native plants. So there shouldn't be, beyond the first year, a need to water. So that may be the hesitation.
Yeah, I don't have specifics on the watering. Any other questions around Promenade Park?
Go back to the slide. Sure. She said. Sorry. No, you're good.
So the updates are we have water. We're working out a prep day before December 6th. December 6th, the big plant day. And then Public Works has the trash cans.
All I want to say is, do you guys have this in your calendar yet? Because now is an opportunity to pull your phone out and put it in your calendar for a second. Because put a reminder 1 week before. We really want to come out and force. If you can't make it, I understand, but you can, if you have it in your calendar, you can maybe tell people about it. So sometimes, at least I've noticed in these meetings that we've rushed through dates, and I'm like, I'm the event person, and I like in terms of trying to inform people, and we just go too fast. So I just want to make sure everyone has a moment to. Great.
Oh.
So it is coming up. This is a biggie one for us where we can really impress, and I just think that's something to, just note.
Yeah, this is going to be the big Revitalize Day for that park, the big planting day. And then also Chelsea, I want to throw out there, she wanted to encourage everyone that is attending the morning planting that to make it a little festive. If you have a Christmas sweater or something that an article of clothing you want to wear to be in the holiday spirit that morning, just to make it a little bit fun. But yes, please put December 6th. It'll sneak up on us before we know it, because we're already I think we are halfway done through October already. November 2nd, Sunshine House, to do some planting as well. And then following November 2nd, you can change the slide. We have Bites on Broadway is coming up again. So this one's going to be all day on November the 2nd. Bites on Broadway, the fourth quarter, encouraging you to eat out wherever it's convenient for you. This is when the community comes together to support our Broadway Village eateries, try some new places, eat and socialize with your neighbors. Chelsea made, there's a couple flyers on the back table for people who want to take the hard copies, but she had made a flyer and it's little Dia de los Muertos theme. But please go out on Broadway that day and make it a point for you and your friends. Share with your community members if you have something going on that day. All of you come together after and eat somewhere out on Broadway. And additionally, we'll be sending out the Google form link and the QR code, and we'll do it at the meeting following Bites on Broadway to capture your feedback of your experience. So again, we have the QR code that leads to the Google form, and on it asks for the date, the time, where you were at on Broadway. It asks, did you see community members out there? Did you notice any improvements? Just so we can continue to measure the work that the coalition is doing in another capacity. So yeah, I'm gonna
Get some steps into. I really should be facing this way. So, first, a word from Chelsea, which is make sure you park away from wherever you're going to go so you actually walk Broadway. So if you park right in the parking lot for wherever it is, you're not going to walk Broadway. It's important for us to see people on Broadway, so walk Broadway. The other is, have we talked to any of the restaurants and let them know that this is happening so that they can be prepared and they can do things like have discounts for people who mention Revitalize Broadway or... Raise your hand if you're on the business subcommittee. Anybody in here? Yeah, one. No. No. The Revitalize Broadway Business Group. Oh, yeah. I'm not in that one. Okay. So can you let the committee members know that this might be something that we can do? And can the two of you, because you're in the group, the business group, can you remind people that this is happening? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a couple hard copy flyers for those who want to take them for their business on Broadway. And then I can email those who had volunteered at that one point to be a part of the business committee and tell them to ask them nicely to go and promote Bites on Broadway with the businesses on Broadway. But this has been a really successful kind of low-hanging fruit, as Chelsea likes to call it, just encouraging everyone in their community to go out and eat on Broadway on this specific day. And so I know this is like a continuous event that the coalition wanted to have ongoing, so we don't want to lose the momentum. So please, on November 2nd, Bites on Broadway.
Businesses that aren't restaurants might consider, if this isn't the day that you're open, to be open so that you can get some of that foot traffic.
And one more request for anyone who does end up going. If you could, I can give you guys my phone number, either because you might not be on social media. If you're on social media, tag Revitalize Broadway. Tagging means if you don't know what this means, I'm sorry. It's like an at mention on a story. It basically allows us to reshare your post. If that doesn't make any sense to you, I'll give you my phone number. Text me photos of your meal, of your family. That way I can reshare to Revitalize, to Lemon Grove happenings. The more FOMO we give people, the more powerful every time we do this it will be. But we need to show people that people are coming out.
This is just one of those light bulb ideas that comes up. But what if there was a group of people who met at a certain place at a certain time and then walked together? Because I think maybe some folks have, like we all have different schedules, we all have different lives, but if we all coordinated the same place and time to meet and then tried to walk together as we went down Broadway, maybe that might just sort of increase the awareness of the event. Just an idea. I don't know if the mic, I don't think it'll reach that far.
Do we already have like a list of restaurants that's involved in this?
If you are on Broadway and you are a restaurant.
We've done, for those who are just kind of joining the coalition, the Bites on Broadway, so they have in the past been like breakfast theme or lunch theme or dinner theme, and we've listed kind of the restaurants on Broadway that have a menu specific to that. This one particularly isn't any time of day meal themed, so that's why there's not like a huge list of restaurants, but I'll make sure when I do the follow-up email, I'll put some of the whatever the restaurants are on Broadway there, or a link to one of our previous flyers or something. But yeah, definitely getting a list and promoting. But as Steve said, any restaurant on Broadway.
Yeah, the restaurants aren't like doing a promo or anything.
Okay.
That would be cool. But as of right now, this is the community wanting to patronize restaurants on Broadway on a specific day. So yeah. Okay.
And we have in the past coordinated with some of the restaurants. I know when we did Pause on the Patio, which unfortunately, if I recall, it was a rainy day. But it was an attempt, and it was still the effort was there, and they were able to do kind of like a little meal promo if you're here for Pause on the Patio. But yeah, definitely, I think as Steve said, the goal is to patronize the restaurants, and then hopefully they can kind of catch along on the Broadway group, and that we're here to support them, and then maybe they'll do like a little happy hour special or something in the future. Alrighty, any other questions about Bites on Broadway or the feedback survey that kind of comes along with that? And again, that QR code or the Google form link is actually at the bottom of every follow-up email that I send. And again, I just want to encourage you all that even like tonight at this meeting being on Broadway, that's not just for Bites on Broadway, it's for any time you come out onto Broadway. And as I said, it collects the date and the time so we can see like what time of day, was it a weekend, weekday, but that really helps your group with collecting data, as I said, like of the progress that's coming along on Broadway, which will help in turn for when you guys apply for funding or grants to be able to have that. All right, our next slide is caroling on Broadway. So last year you guys did caroling on Broadway. It was 2 nights. I believe it was a Friday and a Saturday. And that was kind of your guys' big kickoff of the coalition. The first event, there was a lot of participation. It kind of caught a lot of people's attention. So we want to make sure we're doing caroling on Broadway again. With this group tonight, we want to decide, do we want 2 dates? Do we want 1 date? If and when will those dates or that date be? We also want to partner this into a fundraiser. So I'll have Jack explain his photo booth a little bit. But we want to be able to partner it with a holiday-themed photo booth.
Can I, before Jack talks about that, so when Chelsea was here, before she left on her trip, we were chatting about perhaps starting here and ending here, because there's more parking that's lit, and we could start inside and kind of organize, figure out what keys we're going to sing the songs in. And if you know by the way, if you know a guitarist, the second time went so much better because we had a guitarist who could start, and we'd all start on the same pitch. So if you know, the first time was a little rough. It was great. We sang joyfully. So if you know somebody who can walk, if you know somebody who can walk and play and knows the Christmas songs maybe by heart, so they don't have to like be fumbling for music or have one person holding a chord book for them or something, please let us know. So that was a great idea. She wants to have Santa out here in the patio and a photo booth, and kids can come up and sit on Santa's lap and get pictures or whatever. However, when I saw this, I realized she said Friday, December 12th, and this place is already booked for Calvin's Making Memories Christmas thing, which is going to be great. So my suggestion is, the other thing was Friday night was not as well attended because people were trying to get off work, fight traffic, get here, get dinner. So Saturday worked best. We had a lot of people on that Saturday date. My suggestion is let's just do it once. Things are really getting busy already for Christmas. And let's do it on a Saturday so a lot of people can come. We can start early, and we can make a big thing out of it. Like we could just use it as a fundraiser, but also just a community gathering and try to get the word out, have the photo booth, which you can talk about in a second. That's just my suggestion because Calvin already booked this place on the 12th and the 13th for the dress rehearsal and the actual performance for the, if you don't know about it, go on to Lemon Grove Happenings. It's really cool. He wants you all to submit your memories, your holiday memories, any kind of holiday. And he's going to turn it into poetry and do like an orchestral conducting of poets reading people's holiday memories. It sounds fabulous. So that's on the 13th of December already. So that's my suggestion is we do it on Saturday the 20th and make a big deal out of it and just do it once. But the floor is open. I'll give this to Jack, and then we can run this around for your ideas.
I mean, you pretty much, covered everything. So our goal is to, figure out what dates. But, Saturday was better. And so, I don't know, does anyone else have any input?
Look at your calendars. Make sure you don't have anything going on that evening. So Saturday, December 20th, is anyone opposed to that? No? Okay. That anyone's aware of? Any conflicting events?
Jules is checking.
Now you have caroling on Broadway. Okay, so we'll pick the 20th. Do we want to decide on a time of day right now? Ish, yeah. Because also, like Anne said, we'll have the photo booth, we'll have Santa, but maybe there's any ideas or more that you want to do with it? Yeah.
Dusk would probably be a good time, just because, as the sun's going down, people are probably a little bit more comfortable walking around at night. So meeting at sunset, whatever. I don't know if anyone can look that up. Yeah. Does anyone know what time is the
last
sunset
year?
on that day?
We met at 5:30 last year.
Sunset is at 4:45 that day. Yeah. Okay, so 4 o'clock here on the 20th. Does that work?
I think that's a good idea. I think we could start as it's light, and then
Cool.
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock on December 20th. All right. That sounds good. We'll make the flyer for you guys, and we'll get that, and we'll start promoting it. Again, as I mentioned, Jack has a really cool photo booth, and we want to be able to turn this into a fundraiser with printed photos out for everybody. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the second caroling on Broadway. I guess it would be the third. fundraising website. So I know last meeting we all kind of brainstormed fundraising opportunities, and it was mentioned from that there's the website. I know Ann uses it here at the neighborhood, but it's similar to a GoFundMe where you're donating, but because it's a nonprofit, you get to keep the funds. So before the coalition moves forward with establishing that, does anyone have any input? Yes, no, any questions? We just wanted to make sure at our last co-chair meeting that the co-chairs were moving along with this with the input of the coalition as well. Anyone have any questions? Yes.
Let's get a mic to you so that it's recorded.
What happens with fundraising relative to the nonprofit status of the group?
What does that mean?
Can we raise funds prior to officially being a nonprofit?
We've been officially a nonprofit for 3.
Put that on microphone.
3 months?
Give her a mic.
We've been officially a nonprofit for a long time.
No, I thought that was going to be finalized in March.
We are currently.
We completed the paperwork in March of this year, and we became a nonprofit a couple of months ago.
The process. I think at one of the meetings we talked about how the process, like the paperwork had been submitted and it could take up to this time, but it was actually a lot quicker. And we were able to become a nonprofit. So we have nonprofit status, and that's why, yeah, we can use this website to fundraise, collect donations, and again, because we're nonprofit, we would get to keep it all. So is there anyone who has any questions about that, or do you oppose the coalition registering for that? No? Can I get a vote, hands up, if you're fine with the co-chairs moving forward with creating that? Okay, perfect. So then we'll move on. Some school district collaboration news. So I believe it was the co-chairs who were able to meet with the school district recently. Who was there? All of you? Perfect. Okay, I'm going to read, unless one of you wants to take over this part, I'll go ahead and read the notes for it. Do you want to? But I'll just read this. Joe Smith from the district is looking at moving the district advisory council meeting over to the neighborhood on the art night event, and has a budget for refreshments. Do you guys know what the art night event is, co-chairs? Oh, perfect. Okay, so we'll have an art night announcement after. With Joe's input, we pick a date in February or March for the event. Plenty of time for planning. Oh, I think it's a different art event. Here, I'm gonna let Steve take it over. He was there.
I was there. So yeah, we met with the superintendent of schools here, Mariana. Yeah. To just kind of brainstorm and also just raise awareness of the coalition. So just make her aware of what we're trying to do here on with Revitalize Broadway. One of the ideas that came from that was introducing some artwork from the school systems onto Broadway. So I know we have some vacant buildings here, and then there was also the idea of an art walk introduced, where we could highlight some student art here on Broadway in conjunction with any one of the events here. So there was an idea of a scavenger hunt, I believe, Jules? Yeah. But it was really just kind of an introductory meeting introducing the coalition to Mariana. So kind of just very preliminary to begin with. I know we have some bullet points up here for some other events here, but I think just kind of raising awareness was the main thing we tried to accomplish there. And then for Bites on Broadway, maybe if we could work with some of the local, with some of the art teachers there within our community, to maybe put up some of the kids' art in the windows while we're doing Bites on Broadway. So again, just kind of like a compounding effect of, if we're going to introduce Bites on Broadway, we're involving the local businesses and restaurants and stuff. Let's also introduce some of our community with the schools and the kids there to highlight some of their artwork.
I was just going to add that she also volunteered. They have a magazine that goes out to all the teachers, and I forgot what it was called. I think it might already be, I don't remember the specifics, but that they would advertise some of our events because it was like a community magazine. So that goes out to all the parents, and that would be really cool.
I think one of the important parts to highlight here is that Mariana Vincent wanted to talk to us because she is in the same position as businesses are here. That the school is not a school that students have to go to. They choose to go to this school district. So she needs to keep business, not business in the terms of bringing in students, the same way our businesses on Broadway need to encourage people to come on Broadway. So these are all ways that we can work together so that people can see that this is a school district that you want to attend. That the parents who are here can highlight that I'm really proud that my child is going here. So those are some of the things that she's trying to do and trying to make it work with us. Like there are banners on the along Broadway, and they're there whenever the city doesn't have anything. So the city doesn't have an announcement about something, then the banners about the school district will be up. So we need to consider that as we're thinking about changing the banners or doing advertising or doing decorations as well.
So is that maybe funding those banners something we could do as like a first project with a fundraiser? Is trying to come up with the funds to get those banners so that we can highlight all the great things our educators are doing here? They have the funds. Okay, great. Awesome.
I just want to highlight too, with something like this, our coalition that we work with, Envision Broadway in the South Bay, currently, which is what Revitalize Broadway Lemon Grove was kind of modeled after or stemmed from. The Envision Broadway group down there, they're working with kind of like, it's almost like an abandoned mall, from what I've heard. I have not been down there yet, but they work with one of their co-chairs, and he runs a program called Art Through the Glass, and it's similar to that. It's taking students' art from that area and putting them in those abandoned or empty, unoccupied storefront windows, and the goal of that is supporting the community, again, getting the kids' art involved, but also it falls under that beautification where if you're putting the kids' art, you're making a thing of an empty building. Again, with that broken window theory, it's going to deter people from either defacing or doing something they shouldn't be doing over there. So it's something like this, collaborating your school district, getting the youth art onto Broadway is really great. So I'm glad that you guys are able to meet with that and kind of get those ideas going. So stuff like this is super important, super beneficial for everyone. Does anyone have any questions about that? Yes.
Are we talking only about student art?
In this instance, possibly at the Envision Broadway, I know that they actually have dates on weekends where they do an art workshop and people come and they do whatever art is being facilitated, and then that gets put into the art through the glass windows. It's called Art Through the Glass. I can, again, in that follow-up email, send out information of the Art Through the Glass. Any other questions regarding the collaboration with the school district or any of the areas of focus kind of topics I went over? Anything come to mind?
This isn't really a question as much as a point, which is
Just something to keep in mind is working with the school district. There's like a lot of liability stuff, so there's like some limitations to it. Obviously, this one worked. We already talked to Mariana about it, and she thinks she can make that happen. But just something to keep in mind that because it's students and young people, we have to be a little careful.
All right, so now I'm going to open the floor up to everyone for all their kind of community announcements, events, opportunities that are coming up. So if you can raise your hand and I'll come to you.
Well, I'm glad you gave me the segue here. We just had all of the student artwork from the Lemon Grove School District delivered to the Parsonage Museum yesterday. So what we're doing is a Lemon Grove student exhibit, Our Town, Our Voice. We have from the art teacher for the entire district has been working with Sarah, my archivist, and I, and they delivered all of them from kindergarten through 6th grade. And they were so cool. It's really neat. So what we're doing is on the Parsonage Museum, October 23rd, we'll be having an opening reception. Everyone is invited. We have the parents and, of course, the kids and things like that. And so they'll be on display from the 23rd, and then Thursday, November 20th, we'll be having a closing reception and awards. And we have about 6 awards. There'll be like a mayor's award. We're trying to get the firefighters award. We're going to have the Lemon Grove Historical Society board award. So there'll be all kinds of then we're going to give them cute little bags and things like that. So I'll leave that here for you. And then on November 6th, we'll be having the actual art teacher speaking at the Lee House about the art projects in Lemon Grove. And what I was thinking is, we had talked about last night about taking the winning ones, and then possibly making a shirt or something like that. And so we're going to be able to do all kinds of things like that. So that's amazing. I'm glad it came tonight. But that's what I got.
November 15th, on Saturday from 12 to 2:30 is Bunko with Seroptimus at the library. November 15th. 12. Oh, yes, that's an important part. It costs $30 because you get lunch and Bunko. It's 12 o'clock to 2:30. It's one of the fundraisers for Seroptimus. And if you remember what I've said about Seroptimus's whole purpose is to raise money to give it away to women who are head of household and going to school.
Where did that name originate?
Seroptimus? It's not the Optimus. It's two different things. Seroptimus, it means for women. It's based in Greek, yes.
Is it like sorority?
Yes, it's the same sword.
Any other announcements?
I have some village business news. Let's see, Reggie Washington. Okay. Reginald Washington is redoing the front of his building right down the street, took off that awful facade that he had up there, and is turning his building into a multi-use. He's going to live upstairs. There'll be apartments upstairs, and then his business in the back, and then 2 smaller business fronts in the front. And then, of course, we had Reginald runs a nonprofit called Project Aware, which helps youth. He also has a Narcan dispenser right to the side of his building to service the community. He does that as a nonprofit. So he's a really positive, good guy. You know, I like to kid him and say he's like the Magic Johnson of the neighborhood. He has that kind of personality. So that, and then working at, of course, Ann has got this end of the street really picked up and revitalized. Thank you, Ann. What a great job. And then moving down, we have Carnitas European that's moved in, which is a good restaurant and has a following that they brought over from La Mesa. So there's two businesses going on. The old antique shop got sold and bought by a bird, yeah. Bought by a bird, yeah. A gal who has exotic birds and stuff. As of late, we've tried to engage her in conversation about the neighborhood, and is not interested. So I'm a little bit disappointed with that. You know, we've tried. Of course, the barber shop, Urban Cuts, those guys are cool. They're always involved in everything that's going on. Next to them is another phone company that's going to be moving in. That'll be a budget type of cellular company. And then there's us. We just cleaned the street up. We power washed everything. We painted the canopy. Robin had the windows washed 3 times in a day. So, and the showroom was open and pristine. So I invite you to come down and take a look at that. Next is tuna sushi, and Ruben is a great chef. It's really good food. And I think he must have been a chef at one of the higher end Japanese restaurants or something, because he has a skill level that's probably unmatched. And then there's a Verizon phone company next to that, and then going down farther, the tattoo place Santiago lost his lease and moved across the street. So he's across the street, and then a beauty parlor, hair salon moved in there. So I'm not sure how long they're going to last. I didn't think there was in my opinion, I thought, because like what is there, 5 nail salons in this on one side? Yeah, which is better than a couple of other things we used to have here. So then let's see, what did I miss? Oh, and then D&D Furniture, who had that budget furniture line, he lost his lease and moved out. The broker bought the building, and this is inside information. 1.25 was the sale price, and then he got a tenant to come in, and they're going to sell appliances. I think they're going to be selling LG B stock, what's called B stock, which is probably a little lower than market rate for it, because it's either out of carton, returned, refurbished, or something like that. And we've met with the gal. Her name is Rachel, and she's pretty sharp. Her and her uncle were planning to buy the. They had a lease to buy arrangement with the broker who bought the building. So it's kind of I'm not really enamored with the situation. I think the guy's a little shady. He told them that we want you out. We're not going to sell you the building because the city just passed an ordinance allowing 7-story buildings in the village. So we know that that's not the case. So the guy's shady. There's something going on there. And so we advised him or her as to what to do in terms of how to get their business off the ground without having to go through some of the stuff that we went through. We coming up in February, we'll have our 2-year anniversary from when we bought that building. It took us 2 years to get through the red tape, basically red tape. And we're pretty happy about what's going on there. Then you have the coffee shop, And then obviously the park, there's a mosque there, and the across the parking lot. That's a nice parking lot, and I'm not sure who owns that and whether or not it's for public parking or just the. Do you know, Seth? That parking lot between the coffee shop, Golden Donut, and the Toto Mundo. Yeah, same. Yeah. So I'm not sure what the status is. You can park there, I guess. Nobody's there really said anything. And then, of course, Elevated Coffee, the shoe repair. That guy's been a solid guy. So little by little, I think the neighborhood is starting to change a little bit, bringing a little culture. And Calvin came by the other day. We talked a little bit, about doing some things once we get open and get over the hump of this initial remodel, and we, refill the coffers because it's tight. So we're through with it, and we're hopefully that we'll be on the other side of it. And then Stanley with the business group, we're going to meet again with John Sepulveda. He's a really dynamic character, and we'll get some people together, and little by little we'll revitalize the neighborhood, and hopefully we'll bring it up. But I'm really proud of our building and what we've been able to do in the neighborhood, and invite all of you to come by at any time to take a look at it.
And that's what all that like feedback and stuff that you see, again, not to plug that QR code, but as now Anne's in here and bringing that like positive kind of attention this way, if you guys notice that impact, please go to the Google form and put that information in there. Yeah.
So really happy to have you on Broadway, Michael. I just wanted to point out, as I said earlier, I designed and permitted this building. Bradford Fox, who is in the same space as the Borellis are the people who built this for us. So we from cabinets to appliances to architecture to construction, like you've got it on Broadway now. So as much as we can keep it local, we're trying to keep it local. So if you do have things that you want to do, if you have a business you want to open up, your resources are here. So we can keep it all in the family, so to speak.
Yeah, we have Seth knows we're pretty open about sharing any information that comes up or helps someone get through some of the processes that we've gone through.
We'll do one more.
Hi, everybody. What's everybody doing on Saturday? Do you guys have any plans? Oh, happy birthday! Well, Friday's almost sold out, but there's about 5 tickets left. So maybe if you guys want to come on Friday here at the neighborhood, we're hosting the premiere of the Lemon Town films. The town with the giant lemon. So we have Saturday 2 p.m. and Saturday 7 p.m. that are still available if anybody would like to buy tickets. All of the proceeds go towards the neighborhood. So, it's $10. You get a popcorn and a lemonade, and come watch the video. We have a new updated trailer. It's it's looking so good. Like we got to see the sneak peek, and Jules and I were tearing up. Literally, it was so cool, and it's gonna be so fun, and we're excited for everybody to see it. So we have the new trailer for you guys to watch now, and yeah.
Story, but few can travel through time to tell it. It all begins with the famous giant lemon. Every town has a story. Few can travel through time to tell it. It all begins with the famous giant lemon, a symbol that stood for nearly a century, reminding us where this story started. This film takes you back through Lemon Grove's past, through the roots of its orchards, and the moments that shaped the town we know today. Then we'll meet more than a dozen voices from the community, people who make Lemon Grove shine brighter every day. From volunteers who clean the streets and plant gardens, to neighbors breathing new life into a part of the town, each one adds their own touch to the city's story. We'll take you through Lemon Grove's best local food spots and show you some of the unique things you should know if you're thinking about moving here. And what's really cool is what's around Lemon Grove, from SeaWorld and the San Diego Zoo to the beaches and downtown, all just minutes away. It's about how a small town near San Diego became something timeless, a community that keeps growing, keeps believing, and keeps moving forward. Welcome home to Lemon Grove, California. Join us for the premiere, October 17th and 18th at the Neighborhood. For tickets, visit lemontownfilms.com.
IPS
And-
will be there Friday.
Friday's almost sold out. So if you want to come Friday, get your ticket tonight. And we have our beautiful popcorn machine that Crystal bought for the Neighborhood, and we're gonna be popping popcorn in that. So this Friday is at 7 p.m. and then Saturdays at 2 and at 7. So tickets are available online. Did you already mention Michael? Did you? So Michael in the back is the producer, editor, all things creative of this. He's from Illinois and went to school with Crystal. They knew each other from childhood and were good friends. And she brought him out here to do this wonderful documentary, which is going to be an amazing piece of our legacy in Lemon Grove. I also want to mention that, so that's this weekend. Next Friday, Renee Menifee is going to be doing a concert here. It's for free at 7 p.m. Please come. And you can always look on our event board out there, and all of my flyers posted in the window. If you want something posted in the window, let me know. He'll be on that Friday, and then the following Saturday is a fashion show. It's a little less than what was going to be charged when the Ford Club was doing it. So I know $40 is a big ask, but we have 2 designers that are going to be having models. Stanley is one of them. He's going to have his models, and then O'Shea from O'Shea Fashion Design just down the street, or a couple doors down. We're going to have red carpet and a step and repeat banner for photos. It's going to be a big deal. So if you can afford that and you're free on November 1st at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m., please. I think we've only sold like 3 tickets, and she's getting nervous. She just called me in the middle of the meeting. But I told her, don't worry, that's just how it rolls. Like, Michael, at the beginning of the week, we had, 10 tickets sold, and now people. The event's coming up, people are like, okay, I'm locking it in. So, so that's just kind of how it is. People aren't. So the fashion show is November 1st from 3 to 6 p.m. Renee Menifee's concert is October 24th, Friday night at 7, just 7 to 8. And that's free. We'll have tables out there on the patio with candles. It's really great to do concerts here. And then, of course, the film, you can see the poster in the window, but it's this Friday, 7, day after tomorrow, 7 p.m., and then Saturday, 2 and 7. So I think that's all I have.
Thank you, Ann. Real quickly, before I let you guys go, 2 things. Well, let me just go over real quick the next meeting date. So our next meeting will be November the 19th, and then a future meeting, December 17th. So we'll be here November 19th, December 17th. One, if you haven't signed in, please sign in if we don't have your email address already or you're not getting my emails, because sometimes handwriting is a little bit difficult to read, but I really try my best. Please sign in, provide your email. For those of you who know, I try to send really detailed follow-up emails for the meeting, so if you happen to miss a meeting, you can kind of track through the email. If there's any flyers for your events you want me to share out or any additional information, please send it my way. I'd be happy to include that. And lastly, if we can get a group photo before everybody leaves, that would be great.
You guys will have to. I'm sorry. And then, if possible, you guys, I know
I'll do a selfie.
Jules, it's you should get in it.
Well, all right. Oh, I guess you can take the photo with me in it. Got it.
Please, for those who know me, I'm like, no photos, please. Happy to take it. We'll take all the photos. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, I took a bunch. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. If you have any questions or want to stay a little bit after, I know we're running a little bit over, but please feel free to hang back. I'll stay back and try to answer as much as I can.